What's up, everybody? So glad you could make it on this week's live. We're going to give it a few minutes, see if a couple people stop by. Ah, my watch is dead. Well, hope you guys had a wonderful new year. I know that we did kind of. We went out to a steak restaurant and it was really extremely mediocre, but it cost a pretty penny, which we can laugh about later. But at the time being, it was just a disaster. It took forever for things to get there, and 10 out of 10 would never do again. But we're not here to talk about real world horrors. We're here to talk about horror movies, specifically my favorite horror movies of 2022, rather, my top movies of 2022. Hopefully, you guys can somewhat agree. I think this is a little bit of a shaken up list. I'm going to pick 10 of my favorite horror movies, and I've written them down in descending order to talk about. Hey, Corey, welcome. Oh, hey, bud. Yeah, I know I did say woo already, but glad you made it. So let's get into this list. Feel free to disagree, to talk smack, to do whatever you want to do, because I'm not necessarily going to agree with it, but I'll take it into consideration. All right. Hey, Danny. So, number 10, X. I know everybody loved this Ty West movie, but honestly, I really didn't care much for it. I feel like I really did like the characters. I love a good vintage-esque horror movie. Mia Goth, phenomenal as always. Obviously, I've got blue eyeshadow on, and I loved her blue eyeshadow and her overalls, and just a lot of the imagery in it, and Jenna Ortega and Brittany. And so I just thought that that cast was great. But when it came to the killer, I love that it was Mia Goth. I love that she had all this makeup on, but I just couldn't get past it being an old woman. Not to say that old women can't be creepy, but at the same time, I was like, I don't really care about this as much. I just didn't. But in a list of 10 horror movies that I really, really liked, I would watch it again. Actually, that's what this movie list should be, the 10 horror movies of 2022 that I would watch again. And that's what these are. Yeah, exactly, buddy. Fantastic cast, just okay movie, John. So, it is what it is. Number 9, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I had to sit on this for a while because it's kind of not a horror movie, but it is. It's very teen centric. And of course, I love Rachel Sennett. I've loved her since I saw her in Shiva Baby. And she was my number one draw for this. Also, I thought having, oh gosh, what's his name? What is his name? He's dating everybody. Oh, Pete. I thought it was so interesting that he was in it. And what a twist at the end. Hilarious. Some really great moments in that movie, and I definitely really want to watch it again. So that's certainly number 9, but at the same time, it wasn't all that great. I didn't walk out of the movie like, wow, I really love that. I was like, I thought that was fine. I thought it was fine. All right. Number 8. Don't Worry, Darling. I know not everybody likes this movie. A lot of people had thought it was a crap movie, honestly, but I loved it. Florence Pugh is honestly an actress that I would do anything for. At any point in time, I will watch any movie that she's in. They'll be like, Florence Pugh starring in Poop. And I'd be like, heck yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I love her. The first movie I ever watched her in was as Paige in Fighting with My Family, and I freaking instantly fell in love with her. Um, Thank you, Corey Pete Davidson. Yeah, powerhouse performance from Florence. Truly spectacular. Harry, not so great, but I loved the concept. Loved, loved, loved the concept of just, and I feel like it's so relevant. And I think a lot of females, wow, I just said females. I know how people pick up on that, but we're females. A lot of women would have probably taken that movie and been like, yeah, you know what? I'm out there getting money. This guy that I'm dating is a bit of a loser. He's at home and he's like, I want to spend more time with you. So, what better way, what better thing for people to capitalize off of rather than, they want to feel powerful, this, that, and the other thing? Why not return to the good old days? And, most most guys who subscribe to a certain kind of belief want it to be the good old days, and they like certain thing about the good old days, but, that's one of the things that I really liked about that movie is it kinda tapped into that mindset of the good old days and trapping somebody in this, and she's unhappy and whatever. Some people said that they guessed it right away. I suppose that I should have, but I was just so sucked into the movie. It was beautiful, and by the way, I want that house. Would love to live in that house, and I love her bangs in that movie. Bit of a stupid reason perhaps, but hey, you know what? I have my reasons. But I thought it was better than, um I just loved it. I was awestruck the whole time and definitely loved it. So number 7, lucky number 7, Scream 5. Listen, Scream is one of well, it's my second favorite franchise of all time. But Scream 5, I thought, uh, was it gets a boost because it's Scream. I, of course, loved all the different characters. I Jenna Ortega, once again, she's just phenomenal. I did actually really like Sam Carpenter. I did not care for the de-aging, and I thought that they would have a resurgence of Stu in some way, just like a cult of Stu or whatever. The reasoning for the killers didn't really strike me, but I really like seeing, Jack Quaid in things. I think he does a really great job. I knew instantly, basically, who the killers were gonna be. Some of the kills were phenomenal. I love that they brought back Red Right Hand and that kill in the rain with Kyle. Oh, it's chef's kiss. Honestly, just such a poetic, beautiful moment. I think that Ghostface is totally brutal. What he says to just the different lines, and Sydney is like, "I'm bored," over the phone. I freaking love that. But they did underutilize her and most of the other like original cast, I think, a little bit much. Which is why it's not higher on my list, but I did enjoy it. Sorry, I keep having to unlock my phone. Let's see. John said the movie wasn't great, but it was timely. I think the cult of Ghostface is coming in 6. Yeah, we'll see. That would be interesting. I'm really hoping that they shake things up with the whole idea of what it means to be, in a Scream movie. Like now we're outside of Woodsboro, we're in New York. There's all these people, and I'm hoping maybe we get like 3 ghost faces. Maybe we get more ghost faces. Maybe we unmask a killer in the first scene. Wouldn't that be something else? Come on, Scream, let's break some more of those rules here. Corey says, I really wanted Wes to be the child of Billy and Judy. Oh, that would have been interesting. Didn't even think about that. Number 6, Prey. Now we're getting into the movies that I really, really liked. Prey. Extremely well executed. That actress, I should have looked up her name and wrote it down ahead of time, but she was phenomenal for a streaming movie. What the heck? Should have been in theaters. I don't know if it would have done as well in theaters actually, but just overall a really great movie. I'm sad that some people probably had to watch it on a smaller screen. Luckily for us, we have a much larger screen, and so we really got the full effect of that movie. Beautifully done, brilliant, great entry into that franchise. So I'm totally on board with Prey, but it's been a while, so I can't quite pull up the details. Oh, Kirby. Kirby coming back in Scream 6. Listen, Scream 4 after the original is my favorite of all the Screams. So, and I freaking love Kirby. I can't believe she's coming back. I'm so excited. Loves Prey. Amber Mid Thunder. Thank you. Wow, what a name, Mid Thunder. God bless. I mean, I would trade Laser for that last name. Number 5. Okay, this top little list here was hard for me because I love this movie, but I still don't think it was as good as the other ones, but I freaking love it and I think it's a great movie. Halloween Ends. Yeah. If you watched my live last week, you know I love Halloween Ends. It's my favorite of the trilogy. It's one of my favorite of all the Halloween movies. Just such a great story, total surprise. Maybe a little bit of a, disappointment as far as the end of a trilogy goes. We're getting Laurie and Michael finally facing off. I mean, they were just kicking ass the whole time. And then we get to the last one and they're not kicking as much ass together. But I guess they kicked enough ass. So we had to throw in a different story. But I freaking love that different story. I think it made that movie more than a simplistic Halloween movie. I think it really gave it an edge and it really had a story to it and a message. And there were a lot of themes in it that were really strong and You know me, I'm a horror girl who loves her themes in movies because I love Wes Craven and he really puts a lot of that thought into it. So, Halloween Ends is my number 5 list. Scream 4, heck yes. Danny, yes. Not afraid to do something different. Highly enjoyed Ends. Thank you. Totally agree. Corey said I may have to watch it again. Halloween Ends. You didn't like Halloween Ends, Corey? I know a lot of people didn't, but I freaking loved it. Number 4, Hellraiser. Ugh, I really did love this new Hellraiser. The Hellraiser franchise is I'm gonna say my third favorite horror franchise, although sometimes it goes between third and fourth because I also love the Final Destinations. But I would say it would have to be my third. Kirsty Cotton is my second favorite final girl of all time behind Nancy. And I just that main actress Ew, if you guys have Google on hand. I do have Google on hand. Let's see. Hellraiser 2022. What is her name? What is her name? What is her name? Odessa Azion. Listen, I saw her in that, and then I saw her in another movie shortly before that. It was, let's see, The Inhabitant, which was about the descendants of you guys, I'm having the worst memory today. Um, Lizzie Borden. Yes. So I just watched her in that, and then I saw her in Hellraiser, and she just has like this edgy, like, don't give a attitude about her. So I love that. She's not your typical like final girl kind of thing. And I think that makes her so interesting. I really love the edginess. I think we need more edgy final girls in horror, more edgy, just main characters in horror. Sam Haynes Knight said, have you seen Cursed? Wes wasn't given a chance with it. I did. I know. Wish Heather could have been in it. Jamie Clayton was so great as the Hell Priest. Yes, she was. Oh my gosh. Just being able to have that androgynous voice that's so true to the Hell Priest. I mean, terrific. And I love the makeup in it and just the look of the different Cenobites. I thought it was interesting how, Pinhead, of course, has all the pins, but they all had like those little pin kind of pearl balls in all of them to keep that uniform look. I thought that was really, really interesting. They were beautiful. That one that had the skin across his face, oh, that was very, very freaky. Um, but I loved it. I loved the end. I felt it was true to Hellraiser, and you just get those little hints of the score, of Christopher Young's score. And then finally, at that one moment when she's looking through the diary, it hits and it's just so satisfying. It's such a satisfying feeling because I love that score. It's haunting, it's beautiful. I just feel like it really did justice to the Hellraiser franchise while doing something new. And I'm so happy that everybody loves Jamie Clayton because I think that she nailed it. People were hesitant to female Pinhead, and they're the people who really don't know much about Hellraiser. So, yeah, totally just blew it out of the water. I loved that movie. Loved that movie. Corey said, I usually have to watch movies twice to see if I like them or not. That's fair. Halloween Ends may be one of those. Yeah, and you know what? You might never like it. And that's okay too. Stick to your guns, buddy. I've only seen the first Hellraiser. I never saw Hellraiser 2. Hellbound Hellraiser 2 is my favorite of all the Hellraiser movies. We just watched it the other day, and every time I watch it, it solidifies why it is my favorite out of the whole franchise. I love it. It's the best. It's just got terrific lines, like, um, when Kyle's like, I'm gonna go get Dr. Chenard, and Kirsty goes, he got a ticket to hell. I love it. I love the lines in it. It's better than the first, and it's better than the rest, in my opinion. All right. Number 3. Oh, wait. Let's see. We're not going to get to 3 yet. We're actually going to do a little recap. So we're going to do number 10, X. Number 9, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Number 8, Don't Worry, Darling. 7, Scream 5. 6, Prey. 5, Halloween Ends. And 4, The New Hellraiser. 2 is better than the original, and I like the original. Yeah, man, I love the original. It's like dark poetry, all of the Hellraisers. And the special effects, just unmatched. Unmatched. All right. So top 3. This took me a while to try to figure out the order, but yeah, here we go. Number 3 is Fresh. I don't know if you've seen this. It's on Hulu, but it stars the girl from Where the Crawdad Sings, which is a great movie, by the way. I don't normally like movies like that, but it was a great movie. And Bucky Barnes slash the Mad Hatter. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. I'm gonna look up their names. That's why I have my phone on me too. Daisy Edgar Jones and Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan. I should have known because I love that name, Sebastian. I don't normally like cannibal movies. In fact, cannibalism is one of my least favorite types of horror, or just it's one of a fear of mine of being eaten, and I don't like it. But the idea of these just like kidnapping these women and then putting them in this place and then just keeping them alive and harvesting parts of them, but he's like enjoying it at the same time and he keeps these little tokens, and just the cinematography and the tone of the movie is it's like cinematic, but at the same time, it's, like, just got that little bit of lightheartedness where it's not too dark, and there's a scene where they're both dancing, which I'm sure you've probably watched somewhere on the internet. Um, of course, Daisy is she's a great actress, she's been in quite a few things. Oh, she's also in Get Out, pff, duh. So, she's a great actress, and then Sebastian Stan, who's in a lot of blockbusters. So those are 2 really great actors in a streaming movie. And how cool is it that we could get great, blockbuster actors into these streaming movies, and just create quality content for streaming? It was great. I loved Fresh. Somebody recommended, and I was like, I don't know about that." But the poster of the hand and the plastic got me interested. It just kinda had that feeling of that tone that I'd like, and I was absolutely right. It was such a good movie. Costanza Echelon said, "OMG Fresh." Yes, loved it. Heck yes, loved Fresh, loved Fresh. Just rewatched Fresh and forgot how good it was. It was Cannibal Light, more Hannibal the series than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Exactly. Although Hannibal the series is extremely dark. So it, like, had the lighter elements of, maybe the newer Texas Chainsaw, I guess, with, some of the kind of feel of the Hannibal, like, in storytelling, but definitely not visuals. Hannibal was very blue and very that had that darkness to it. This one just felt a little lighter. Number 2, Nope. Jordan Peele's Nope. I loved Nope. It was not what I expected, which is one of the reasons why I liked it so much. The idea of a thinking that it's a ship. I mean, just in all of the trailers, he really did a good job of kind of giving you an idea of what the movie should be, and then kind of spinning that on its head. Um, the the idea that it is a creature and not a ship is so unique. Although I ended up starting the Star Trek Next Generation franchise and series and realized that that's basically in the first episode. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's not new, but I like the idea. I love the characters. Kiki Palmer, her all day. Super spunky, loved her outfits, just loved all of the characters, and the scenes were so creepy. The idea of these people watching this thing come and them getting sucked up, and then you watch them kind of get up in there, and I was so claustrophobic. I was like, because sometimes when I watch horror movies, I don't know about you guys, but I feel extreme sense of empathy, and I, like, put myself in their position and imagine what it would be like, and it was horrifying. It was horrifying. And then they're flying around with the screams, how haunting. And then when it just kind of cuts off and the blood falls down with everything, I thought about that for such a long time. And, the visuals of coming through with the camera and, the correlation with, jean jackets, innards, and the idea that this is all cinema and the things that we'll do for entertainment. Ah, once again, Wes Craven-esque, deep thought. Not that other directors can't, but I love that about it. And then the ending, just going after Jean Jacket, using the manual camera, getting that final shot, all of the blow up figures and cranking that well to get that picture and using the balloon. I just loved it all. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on the end. Is the brother dead? Or did she see him in the dust? Is she closing her eyes and opening it to imagine him being there? And he is there? Or is he not there? That's something that I've kind of thought about back and forth. Alien Jaws. I loved it. Yes. Costanza said, got mixed feelings about Nope, but I enjoyed it. The cast was amazing, though. Yeah, I know a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. Quite a few just didn't like it. It wasn't what they expected. They didn't really think it was horror, but I thought, and it surprised me because I don't like alien movies that much. They're just not my favorite. Creature features are not my favorite, but the characters and the story and the themes and all of that jazz, I loved. So that is a movie that I will continue to revisit over and over again, which if you're joining me now and haven't joined me earlier, I will say that this list is a list of the movies that I would pretty much rewatch over and over again, my top movies of 2022. And finally, without further ado, The Black Phone. I love The Black Phone. I walked out of The Black Phone being like, I freaking love this movie. Gwen. Gwen, such a funny character. All of her lines, Jesus, what the fuck, she was so cute, so funny. Um, the beginning with the missing posters and Ethan Hawke's creepy performance, just the different levels he had from being like appealing to kids and then being super creepy and domineering and threatening and just all of those levels. Honestly, I think I love it because it just reminds me of probably what it would have been like to be in Springwood when the Springwood slasher was going on. And basically, it has those themes to it in that feel. And that's kind of how I would picture a Springwood slasher movie in a way. And I feel like um, the acting of the kids, just all of the kids, and seeing how every single kid tried something different. And in the end, all those different trials helped him get out. And just the look of the grabber. It's funny, the van that the grabber drove is actually owned by somebody here in Ohio. I believe he's in the Akron Canton area. So if you're in Akron Canton in Northeast Ohio, there's a chance that you will see that van driving around. But I just thought that the whole movie made me think of it was very nostalgic to me of just like older kind of horror movies. And I thought the story was great, the acting was great. I loved the characters. It made me nervous. It made me excited. I was curious. I was creeped out by the kids. There's a great live that Jason and I did with our friend Anthony talking about a theory that the black phone is kind of related to The Shining. Like there are shining elements to it. And that's why the kid, as well as the grabber, can hear the phone, but basically nobody else can, is because they shine. It's an interesting theory. It really is. Sci-fi, but I did like it. Yeah, it was very sci-fi. I feel like Otis Jr. is alive, but that might be more wishful thinking on my part. You know, it is interesting to think about it. Danny said that was a hella good movie. Corey said, love the black phone. She was very Beverly Marsh. She was very Beverly Marsh. Gwen was. Loved Gwen. She was the MVP. Amen. I want to shine. You know what, Andrew? I think we all kind of want to shine a little bit. Maybe not, because then you'll be prone to like people coming after you and seeing ghosts all the time and having just bad things happen. You could walk into a hotel and be like, I'm just going to be here and for the winter. And then suddenly your dad goes crazy. Like, what? I don't know if that's really my jam. But if that's for you, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I support you. 2023 is all about supporting our people. So that's it. It's interesting, the ghosts. I totally agree. Costanza Echelon said, would have loved to see more about the Grabber backstory or character in general. Amazing movie, loved it too. Andrew said, I'll be okay with Rose the Hat coming after me, to be honest. You know what? Honestly, same. I'm on the same page. Let's shine just to have her come kidnap us. So that's it. That is my list of the top 10 horror movies of 2022, and probably not the list that you were expecting, probably not everybody else's list. Barbarian, for example, is not on it. I saw it and was like, oh, I bet this is going to be scary. I loved the poster, watched it, and was like, is that Victor Crowley's mom? What is this? This is not what I thought it was going to be. I like how they tied in Justin Long and the other girl, though, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again. And the hair in the bottle bothers me. But she did nothing wrong, man. She was just down there, you know? I don't know. I still have so many questions about that. Men came out in 2022, and what a freaking weird movie. I will never watch that one again, you know? Have you guys seen Men? Ugh. Honestly, kudos to that guy who played all the different men, and I get the themes and stuff, and it's like deep themes, but I only like deep themes when they're coupled with like a movie that I could not cringe at. I get the themes. I get where it was going, but honestly, it was so freaking weird that I just couldn't handle it. It was not for me. Smile, big one. Didn't really like it. It was like It Follows, what everybody's saying. But the main performance by Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon's daughter was so good. Miss Bacon, you did such a good job. Um, the look of the creature of Smile was very interesting, but overall, it didn't really wow me because I feel like I've seen that kind of movie before, but done better. And then Pearl. A lot of people love Pearl. A lot of people love Pearl more than X. Mia Goth's performance was great, but I just couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into it, you know? And I had to come up with the top 10 list. And I know there are so many other movies out there that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Terrifier 2 because I watched the first one and was like, not really for me, but I want to watch it. Sissy, Nanny. I did see The Sadness, but I don't think I paid enough attention to it all the way through. It reminded me kind of The Crazies. It was a good movie. It was a good movie, but I feel like I did not see as much of the horror that I really wanted to see as I should have. The Menu came out in 2022, which is also available now on HBO Max. Didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters, but I know for sure I want to see it now. But to recap my list, X, number 10. Number 9, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Number 8, Don't Worry, Darling. 7, Scream 5. 6, Prey. 5, Halloween Ends. 4, The New Hellraiser. 3, Fresh. 2, Nope. And number 1, The Black Phone. So, those are my favorite movies of 2022. What is on your list? What's on your list that's not on my list? What is on my list that's not on your list? Maybe that's like definitely not on your list. Let's see what everybody says. Andrew says, I'd be okay. Oh, sorry, I already read that. Corey says, I have a theory that Ellie Creed had the shine. That's a great theory, Corey. I wonder about that. Barbarian was Men was a no from me. Yeah, it was solid list. Thanks, Corey. But yeah, if you're watching this either during the stream or after the stream, let me know what you think of the list and what your top movies are of 2022 because everybody's got different tastes and it's okay. Not everybody likes all the movies, and no one's opinion is a right opinion, but it is an interesting opinion and it's worth hearing as long as there's something worth being said about it. So that's all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week when I will go over my top movies to look forward to in 2023. Until then, watch good horror movies and stay spooky, my friends. I'll see ya. Bye.